Hello and a very good evening and welcome to the Hampden League Netball Show. It's finals time in the Hampden Football Netball League, and to say we're excited is an understatement. We've been waiting for this for the last 3 years, and to finally get to this point of the season where the next 4 weeks are going to be ultra exciting, it's great to be. Joining me as always, Trish Butters. I know you always get excited when it comes finals time. We had the junior final, grand finals last weekend. Now we start our senior business.
Yeah, it was great on Sunday up at the Red Oval, and to say we were a bit rusty, we were. Getting started and remembering how to run a final series, but it all came together, and I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to this weekend, and we've had a terrible week of weather, but I think this weekend's going to be smashing.
Fingers crossed. So we go to Victoria Park on Saturday for the qualifying finals, and then Port Fairy's Gardens Oval on Sunday.
Yeah.
So they're the two venues for this weekend's finals. Hey, we've got a big show. We've got plenty of great guests coming on. And the first guest, well, Trish, I just found out during the week this young lady is playing her 100th Koroit Open game this weekend. And I speak none other than Emily Rose Dobson. Emily Rose, thanks for jumping on and having a chat.
No worries, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
and Freddie.
First and Freddie as well, which is even better. We wanted the duo act. Hey, congratulations. I know that you didn't start your netball at Koroit, but to play 100 games, you must be excited to be playing your 100th Open Division game.
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited and happy to be playing my 100th game out at Koroit. It feels like I've been there forever, to be completely honest, even though I didn't start my career there. But yeah, really excited and hoping we can get the win to celebrate.
I was a bit surprised, Em. I thought you might have had more than 100 games. They're like, there's been a lot of milestones over the last few weeks, and you seem to be part of Koroit and have been around the Hampden League for a long time. I guess you went away for a little while. Is that correct? What? It's only 100.
So 100 Koroit games, but it's 180 open in total games.
That sounds better.
Yeah. But yeah, so went to Koroit in 2014, played 2 years, then Sam and I moved to Geelong.
Yeah.
Lived up there and then come back for 17, 18, 19. Oh, back since 17. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, really exciting. Obviously, finals time. We've done all the home and away season business. You guys got a top 3 finish, which is absolutely terrific. How do you feel the team's shaping up for finals?
Yeah, we're excited. I think we, as we always seem to do, we start to hit our form towards the end of the year. So yeah, we're feeling good. We're feeling happy. I mean, it's a bit disappointing we won't have the Mermaids girls this weekend. But yeah, we're excited and ready, I think, for a good finals campaign.
So how many will you have out this weekend, Em?
We'll miss Molly McKinnon and Mia Mills this weekend, and then it's just a bit of a week-by-week thing at the moment.
Yeah.
I think you guys have done it pretty well though, Em. Like just that, having to adjust, whether you got the Mermaid girls or not. I think you've, Kate's done a great job with, along with you experienced players, just to make sure that those adjustments are made. And you guys, your form's been great throughout the year when you've had them, and even when you haven't had them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been managed really well. I think we've been really lucky that we've had the depth to call on other juniors to have a really good opportunity as well. That's been a really important thing at Koroit about getting all the juniors through in at least one of the senior grades, which I think they've done really, really well. So yeah, we've managed to cover it pretty well, which has been good.
Yeah, I think we keep talking about Koroit and their depth and how many great juniors you've got coming through. And last weekend you had another debut, a 12-year-old.
I know, Indy O'Connor made her debut last weekend, which is just amazing as a 12-year-old.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, she's going to be one to watch in the coming years. I mean, look at her genes. You've got Jess and Boxhead, so they're bound to have some good sporting talent through there. But yeah, she's a really good young junior coming through, following on from her cousin Shelby, who also made her debut earlier. Yeah.
Hey, you're really mindful of time, and obviously Freddie. Now, the question I want to ask you, young Freddie would have been absolutely wrapped. Dad got the goal kicking award last week. It was a close race, but to get the trophy, I reckon little Freddie would have been pretty happy.
I didn't get to watch any of it because I was too busy chasing him, but I'm very excited exciting.
Yeah, he's at that age.
Sam, you know, he went into that game not worried about whether he won it or not, but it was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, we'll let you go because I know Freddie's probably wanting to get sorted. But hey,
Sorry.
congratulations on a great year with the Croydon Saints. Congratulations on 100 games in the Saints Open Division team, and best of luck this weekend against the Cobden Bombers.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Emily.
Emily Rose Dobson, a great young lady, and I'll tell you what, she did well there to keep herself contained. Young Freddie running right, but awesome.
You never know what's going over your shoulder.
No,
that's the
right.
worry.
That's right. I heard a little bang
yeah,
there.
but oh dear.
Hey, let's go to the Zoom again. We're going to catch up the coach of the North Warrnambool Eagles and Sky Billings. Sky, thanks for jumping on and having a chat. Great to see you.
No worries. Thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, you must be excited. Finals time as well. All the home and away season work's done, and now it's finals time. How do you feel going into this weekend's finals game against the Blues?
A little bit of relief that the home and away season's finally over, but obviously the hard slog of now moving into the finals and being in the elimination, having to make sure that we win each week. We're really going to have to be pushing some really good quality teams to get back up there where we were.
There's been a lot of talk and in the media and everywhere, Sky, about Jordan and her ACL, and how are you going to cover her in the finals?
Have her on the bench, growl at me. Look, it's going to be a good balancing act. It's going to have to be. Obviously, with Warrnambool, they've got some tall timber, so Rachel Batten hopefully will come back this weekend after another foot injury, so hopefully we'll get her back. But the likes of the young guns of Emily Saffin, Millie Shields coming up has really helped us strengthen that back line. And, we've always got the threat of putting Madison back there if we need to. So having a bit of versatility now is what we're going to have to rely on and play to our strengths that way.
Hey, Sky, you guys probably haven't had your best side on the park much of the year this year at all, have you? There's always been someone who's been injured or there's been an illness or whatever. So I think to get to this point where you have with, not having the best side consistently, you've done a really good job and you've been able to be adaptive and flexible as well.
Yeah, credit to all the girls, no matter who I put on the court at any point in time during any game. We've all stood up and played to our roles to the best of our abilities. And, we've never had one game that all 7 players have all been fit or healthy. So credit to all the babies coming up and even some experienced heads that get thrown in the deep end when we need that extra guidance and support wherever on the court.
I think, Sky, you won't talk about yourself, I know, but you've had a pretty awesome season yourself. And last weekend, I just see you shot 43 goals. I think that'd be an all-time record for you, would it?
Yeah, look, I felt pretty good last weekend and probably the best I've felt in the last couple of weeks. I've really started to find some form, but my body's absolutely wrecked, so I don't know how much longer I can keep doing it for. So
you're only young.
It doesn't feel it.
Hey, Sky, one thing, I just look at the 2 lineups of you guys in Warrnambool this week, and I think they're a really young side. So I reckon maybe one of the things that you could trump them is with that experience. Obviously yourself, Rachel, Madison, and then a few others that have sort of played regular final series. Would you agree in saying that maybe that finals experience maybe just leans your way a little bit?
Oh, look, anything happens in finals, so I can't say that our experience is going to beat them over their youth because they've got youth on their side. We've got a few older bodies, few sorer bodies nowadays that we don't recover as well. So for Warrnambool to be where they are with the amount of plays they've had in and out as well all season, credit to them for gelling as a team and pushing through, because they will be a side in the future. If they can keep their girls together, that will be a force to be reckoned with.
Hey, before we let you go, just to let you know, after that 43-goal starring performance, you've won our Miss Kit MVP weekly award, so a $20 voucher to Miss Kit going your way. So I'll get that to Trish to pass on to you on the weekend.
Trish.
Not a problem.
Thanks, guys.
Too easy. Hey, best of luck for the weekend, Sky. You've done a great job with the girls once again, and we look forward to seeing what happens on Sunday against the Blues.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Sky Billings,
Good luck to
super coach of the North Warrnambool Eagles, has done a great job. I think
it's very hard to be a playing coach.
Absolutely, and I reckon too, and we speak about it in the football circles, being a coach, being, you know, a mate of the girls and getting that right balance is also tricky as well. And she's only young still.
Yeah, she is.
She's only young. And I think we think, you know, she's probably a little bit older than what she is because they've been around for such a long time playing open division netball.
Yeah, and I think it will be good. And she referred to Jordan sitting on the bench, and we saw that on the weekend, being able to give some advice for the defenders down there at the end. That'll be invaluable for Sky because it's really hard to be a coach, worry about your own game, and she's one of them.
And being the voice on the court and that as well.
And being the voice on the court, and not try and overplay the game, you know, play your own game. It's a tricky thing to do as a young person, and I don't think we've got too many playing coaches at the moment. They're all people sitting on the side,
no, you'd be right.
being able to analyse what's going on and come in and with some suggestions or whatever and make changes. So
you'd be absolutely spot on. I think there'd be many others. Like, I guess Sophie Hinkley would be one if you know, she would normally she'd be playing coach, but otherwise Camperdown
Nadine will have that in the maybe in the finals. So Sophie's due to have their baby during the final series, so Nadine could have that same issue. It's all happening.
Oh, look out, love it. So two great guests, and I think two key players, both in their respective games.
Absolutely.
You know, like Emily Rose, experience, knows, you know, what success looks like, and then you've got Sky, who's just in super form. And to be honest with you, I think her name comes into strong calculations for our Dot Jenkins medal.
Yeah, I agree. She. You won't see her in the best much because she doesn't put herself in the best.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but she has been pretty instrumental all year. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me either.
No.
In any way, shape or form.
All right, let's look at last weekend's results. It was round 18 of the Hampden Football Netball League, the final round. We farewelled goodbye to 5 sides. The first game was Hamilton taking on the Seagulls, and unfortunately for the Seagulls, couldn't register a win, but geez, Hamilton finished the season strongly, didn't they?
They did, you know, and, you know, the shooters were out on the weekend. Kelsey Lewis shot 47 for them, and look, Port Fairy did a good job. Like they stayed in it, but yeah, that strong Hamilton team, as we said, they're putting it all together and came home strong.
Probably match of the round last week was Camperdown and North Warrnambool. No doubt you would have had a look at that one, and what a great encounter. It
was a really good game, and look, beautiful, played in beautiful conditions. Rachel Batten was out for the day, as Sky said. So they brought on some juniors. Millie Shields played a great game in goalkeeper. And Maddie Vardy played a bit of goal defence, bit of centre. They tried another young girl came in the centre. So once the Div 1s went out, they've got a better squad to choose from. They've got a full squad these days. So
Camperdown finished well too, which I reckon was a great sign. Hey, I reckon the Tigers were good in this game too. You know, even though they didn't get the points against the Roosters, geez, I thought they fought bravely. Yeah,
absolutely. And the one I keep looking at every week, and she's made such big gains, and we've talked about, I'll just find her name again, Heidi Jones. She's been consistent goalie for them, and she's only a young girl, as we said, and we interviewed her on the show, and she said how much she learnt from playing under Will that day, and she's obviously taken it back to clubland, and she's been playing some really great netball. So hopefully she stays on and takes it to that next level. But South, as we know, like, you know, big numbers for them, but 11-goal win. That's a pretty.
I reckon it's a really brave and gallant effort.
Squads, I would have said.
Absolutely. And then the other games, we had the Warrnambool Blues taking on. I've lost my train of thought here.
I'm on the other side. Here we go. The Blues and Croy.
Oh, that's a Croy had a big win too, and Nell Mitchell, 64 goals, which is absolutely enormous.
I don't know anyone's shot 64 goals before, to be honest. I was looking at the goals again today. And certainly she's had the top 64, 56 and 55, and then we go down to Holly with 53. So, you know, she's just carving it up. And Nell takes a while to get into the season, and I think everyone's noticed that. And as she gets going,
she's a big game player, and in the back end of the year too.
She's hard to stop.
And then the last game was Cobden taking on Terang Mortlake, and the Bombers got that done nice. And I think they're building pretty nicely too. The Bombers just quietly.
Yeah, absolutely are. And you know, I'm just looking at the goal scorers there when I find it. Emily Finch, 41. So as I said, it was a big day out. Nice sunny day for the shooters, and not much wind about, and I'm looking forward to that this weekend, seeing some big scores. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, now before we get into and look at this weekend's finals, qualifying final, elimination final, big shout out to all our juniors that played their grand finals at the Reed Oval on Sunday. Good crowd up there, both at the football and the netball. Just from an executive point of view, how'd the runnings of the Reed Oval go? Because I guess that was a bit of a concern on, I guess, a bit of a trial run to see in readiness for grand final day. How did things go?
Ground was in great nick, like it looked beautiful. The netball courts were good. We had a few issues with PA system on the footy side, and you know, it's good. We can sort that out then for grand final day. But over at the netball, it was super. Great crowds, as you said, and you know, 13 under reserves. Koroit defeated Hamilton, and it was Hamilton made a big comeback. They were about 10 goals down, got back to 1 in the last quarter. And that's a big comeback in the 10-minute quarters, and then Koroit moved away again. And then 15 under reserves, South defeated Warrnambool. But Warrnambool, once again, did similar thing. Didn't quite get to the 1 goal, got to about 4 or 5. And then South Warrnambool pulled away again. But it's great to see those young girls. They were so excited being out there with the national anthem. They said, oh, this is very official. And I said, well, it is the grand final. You know, they hadn't had this experience.
That's right.
I forgot, you know, this 2 years ago. These kids were little kids.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're under 13s would have been probably playing net, set, go. And, you know, your 15s are probably just starting at your 13s.
So we forget those sort of things. And what a big day it was for them. And they were very excited.
And what I think too it highlights, Trish, and we spruik every netball club on here because every netball club does well. But I'll tell you what, just the junior programs at Koroit and South, I think we've got to really highlight because you look what they've done in their seniors, and it's on the back of all their junior work, and they've I think they've got to be commended for what they do, and especially with those results on the weekend.
Well, they've got good coaches coming through, even in their development on the weekend. Kate Dobson and Rhiannon Everall, they're coaching that group of girls coming through, and there were some really little guns in there. And the same with Hamilton. You know, their senior coach was there watching. And do you know what I really loved was a whole Koroit team. All their netball department, I think, pretty much was on that hill supporting the kids. South the same, Hamilton the same. It was an exciting day, and there were streamers and lots of screaming, and it was super.
Giving us a little warm up for this weekend and then the next coming 4 weeks as well. So, which is fantastic. Hey, let's look at this weekend's games. Some really big games. So Saturday at Victoria Park, Koroit, we've got Cobden taking on the Koroit Saints. What a matchup that's going to be. Now, as Emily Rose said, there's going to be a couple of junior ones missing due to Warrnambool Mermaids playing grand final series on Saturday night. But I think Kate Dobson and all the experienced players there, they've been able to adapt really nicely throughout the course here because it's happened regularly. So how do you see the Saints going up against an all-conquering Bombers who are on really good nick at the moment? Emily Finch shooting the ball well and building some nice synergy there with Molly Hutt. You got Nadine in the back line with Remedy McCann, and a really nice even mid-court led by the Blaines. There's so many great matchups in between both sides, isn't there? Oh,
look, I've got no idea how this game's going to end up. You know, it's just, I think they match up really well against one another. They play a similar style of netball. Saw Cobden the other week, and defensively all over the court, they are very hard to get through.
And I think they set up a lot of their attack from their defence, don't they?
Absolutely.
You know, when you've got Nadine McNamara, you've got Remedy McCann and the like.
Sarah Moroney, like,
you know, 3 probably the best defenders in the comp or in the top 10 anyway. That's where their attack starts.
And it comes all the way down through the court, but it's when the other team have got the ball, everyone's a defender, and you can see it, that, you know, they're all defending, and they put that screen on through the centre. Koroit are very good at getting through that sort of thing because they love that sort of game where
they've got those zippy sort of players, don't they? And they find the gaps really nicely.
I think it's going to be won and lost one end of the court really. Like, can Cobden stop Nell? And Rachel and Belle up that end. They're strong defensively. The others are strong goals. Koroit will be trying to plug a few defensive ends with Molly McKinnon out. She's one of their strong defenders. And then they're coming up against, you know, your Emily Finch and Molly Hutt. You give them a sniff.
So who does Casey play on? Who does Casey get the job on? Does she play on a Molly Hutt, or does she stay sort of a bit deeper?
I think she'll come out on Molly Hutt to start with, to be honest. I could be wrong. She could go back on Emily because she does need a bit of someone with experience because she's such an experienced player. And then I assume it'll be Layla Monk would be the other defender with her.
Had a great year from all reports too.
Layla's a great, she's a great player.
Has come on again.
The day I saw them against North when Molly McKinnon wasn't there, they had Layla back and Kelsey out, which I imagine that's how they'll start. So, look, just all over court, there's matchups on matchup. And then we've caught, look, I don't know. I don't know. This
Come
is
on,
going to be.
I want you
This
to
is
give
going
me
to
a
be
tip. This
close.
is probably one of the
close.
hardest games to finals to
Yeah.
tip for mine.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. You know, I'm going to go Cobden. What I've seen of them doing, the way they played last week, if they played like that, they'll beat anybody.
Yeah.
If they play like that, you know, like some days you get runs on and everything comes together, and it certainly came together that day for them. So I'm going to kick Cobden, maybe by 1 or 2. I think it's going to be close.
I think there's a real resolve about that Cobden lineup this year
Yeah.
because they've been so close before.
Yeah.
And geez, they've got another good chance.
Yeah, they haven't won one. They're hungry.
Desperate. They're desperate.
hungry.
Yep.
They're very
and I reckon,
hungry.
you know, the likes of Nadine, who's been there for the last 5
Yeah.
or 6 years, Remy and McCann, they're going to be
Yeah.
hungry for it as well, and
Yeah.
they want it. So, yeah, tough game. I think Cobden, obviously
Yeah.
with the Croyd, just those couple of little outs
yeah.
just hurts. I don't
Yeah.
know, it won't hurt their balance, but it
No.
just probably doesn't give them as much artillery as what they
Yeah.
would normally have.
It
if
just
they had
stops
those.
some of those rotations that you
Yep.
can change around if, you know, if something's not working. So, yeah, so I will be picking Cobden, but I think it'll be close. It'll be a great game.
Rightio, Sunday, Gardens Oval, Port Fairy. Looking forward to this. And all the results and game scores and stuff will be uploaded on the Hampden League
Yes.
Facebook page. So if you're looking for quarter by quarter scores and so forth and a bit of vision, I know Trish is
Yep.
great with that. So if you can't get there, make sure you jump on the Hampden League Facebook page and all the quarter by quarter results will be up there, or they will be now this week since I've plugged it.
No, Troy Logan's really good with the
Yeah.
media like that, and he
Yeah.
does that. And, you know, I've been going live for the last quarter, so
Yeah.
I'll do that during the final series, hopefully.
Love it, love it. Don't get RSI in the old arm.
No pictures of this face.
That's
either.
right. So North Warrnambool will take on Warrnambool. Elimination final, do or die. There's no tomorrow for you know the team that doesn't become successful. Gee, how do you see this one unfolding? For mine, you know, a young Warrnambool side against an experienced North Warrnambool had to readjust a little bit, obviously
Yeah.
with Jordan Murphy going down. How does Amy Wormel back up after playing game 1 of the finals on Saturday night? You know, like there's a lot of variables with this one for mine.
There is. Look, I'd back Amy in any day.
Oh,
to back
well,
up.
I do too, because we know what she's like. She's an absolute.
Yeah, she's such a competitive
Competitor.
beast. You know, certainly like they're lucky that you know that they've got the Sunday game. I guess that she's
Yeah.
still available to play because
Yeah.
without Amy, they're in a lot of trouble. They've lost Jess Thwaites.
Yeah.
So they're already plugging their goal line.
But I'll tell you what, who stood up last week, young Eva Ryan.
Yes.
Shot 30-odd goals.
Oh, she's tall.
Against a very good Croyd
Yeah,
side. So
absolutely.
I'll tell you what, you know, even though Jess Thwaites is probably out.
Yeah.
And I know young Eva's probably, you know, young in age, but tell you what, she's really made some great inroads this year when she's had that opportunity.
The only thing will be 2 talls.
Yeah.
They'll be playing 2 talls, and they haven't probably played that all year, so that takes a bit of working. Like
Yeah.
you usually have, like Jess plays the out and around, and Amy drops in, and you know they've got their set plays that they play.
Yeah.
2 talls changes it up.
Yeah. So then would Amy come out and Eva stay closer to the
I
circle?
would imagine so. I don't know. I think Eva's a shooter even in 15 and under.
Yeah.
So
Where Amy can play that versatile role, get up the court. And,
she
you know,
loves being up the
Well,
court.
she can be, to be honest with you, she can be a mid. She can play any position she wants to. She's a gun.
Yeah. And she doesn't like being back and shooter. She loves being up the court.
Yeah.
She's actually a really good back and shooter, but she
Yeah.
doesn't like it. I
Yeah.
know. We've played her in our rep team. She doesn't like being back there.
She'd
but
tell you too.
Yeah. So look, you know, I don't think you can say, well, you can worry about Amy. North have got to play their own game to
Yep.
win it.
Yep.
And as Jordan, as Guy said, play to their strengths.
Yep.
If they play to their strengths and they keep their head right, I think they will win.
Yep.
But yeah, it'll be a tricky game. It'll be a difficult game for them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you know, I look at players like Sarah Smith, Matilda Fitzgerald, they're going to have to really, they're really important because
Yeah.
obviously they're the experienced ones. They've got to
Yeah.
try and, you know, be the on-court leaders and really set the scene for those younger ones. I'm leaning towards North Warrnambool. I just think they're doing everything right. I think they've been a real form team and probably, you know, losing Jordan hasn't helped, but I still think there's a bit of flexibility and they've got some capabilities to just fill the gap. Not to full extent, but I think, you know, they can certainly fill it a little bit.
Like you're not going to replace a Jordan Murphy with a Jordan Murphy, or otherwise you'd
That's
have her
right.
on the court.
Well, that's
but,
right.
you know, you could. There's, as I said, their Div 1 was out and their 17s are out, so they've got a full squad to pick from.
Yep.
They've got a bit more versatility to swap around now. And they've got some really good juniors there that can
Em
step
Saffin's
into
been one that's been, you
Yeah.
know, I think
she can play both ends of the court, which
Yep.
surprises people. But
Yep.
she's not tall, but strong. She's got a basketball background too, and
Yeah.
you know they've got that really strong core. Look, I'll be picking North, but as I said, you know, it could go either way. But I think final experience will, and as I said, Amy will be the key player, but I think, I think finals experience will help on the weekend.
2 great games, cannot wait.
Yep.
Cobden Koroit qualifying final, North Warrnambool in the elimination final, and then obviously the winner of the qualifying takes on the Roosters next weekend. Venue, it's either Cobden or South, it just depends on obviously what's happening in the football and so
and
forth.
Weather. Hopefully the grounds are okay. We've had an awful lot of rain this week, and we know that the gardens over Port Fairy can get a bit wet. So I guess we'll be checking that out.
Fingers crossed. And then obviously the loser of the qualifying final will take on the winner of North Warrnambool and Warrnambool in the first semi next weekend, either Cobden or South Warrnambool as well. So 2 great games to look forward to. Hey Trish, looking forward to finals. It's been a long time coming. I think there's a real excitement in around the community with what's going to happen over the next 4 weeks, and it's just great. And hopefully we see some big crowds too. If we can emulate what we saw at the juniors on the weekend across the next 4 weeks, we're in a good spot.
Yeah, we are, and we're all very, very excited about it. Next Monday night we have the junior best and fairest count. And then we'll be looking forward to the count, online count.
Yeah, that's right, yes.
That'll be all interesting for all of us.
Yeah, September 11th from midday, and I know a lot of the clubs are getting organised with all their logistics of how they're going to set up the day and stuff too, which I think it's a great idea because I think it's a great little money earner for the clubs and that as well. So, absolutely terrific. Hey, big shout out to our major sponsors, Sungold Milk, McDonald's, Lyndoch Living and Powercor. Big shout out to Jodie Lay and the team from Miss Kit Body and Beauty, obviously in Koroit Street and Warrnambool. Great supporters. It's a supporter of our MVP award, which will be announced on Maskell Medal Day and Dot Jenkins Medal Day as well. I'm going to get Jodie on next week as well, because I think it'd be great to touch base and show our appreciation of the weekly awards, but also to make sure that when you're going to these presentation days or anything like that, Spring Racing Carnival that comes up after the footy season, go see Jodie and the team, and they'll spruce you up, whether it's a bit of waxing or tanning or makeup, whatever it may be. They offer so many great services, so a big shout out to them and all of our other sponsors of the Hampden Football Netball League as well. Much appreciated. Can't forget Fresher Fruit Juice. It is the Fresher Fruit Juice final series.
It is.
So make sure you support Fresher, the team, Shani Bartlett and all the team out of Fresher Fruit Juice. It's going to be amazing. We're looking forward to the next 4 weeks, and we look forward to seeing what happens this weekend. We'll have it all covered, plus many more guests next Wednesday night on the Hampden League Netball Show.